All right, here we are again, sweating. It's just the old guy and the really old guy today working on it. All the kids have abandoned us. They're out having fun. They're like, we ain't working on a Saturday. So we gave them the day off, and we're just working on this front, trying to get it sheathed, and just keep grinding, just grinding. So all this one by here, it's green. It's pretty green. And it shrinks and it gaps out, and we're fully aware of that and expecting it, and it's just part of using green lumber and it being rustic. So, you know, if we wanted a very finished look, we would have bought kiln dried select deck T&G, but that's not what we're doing. You know, this thing is old school, and that's just what we're doing. We're just using rough cut. All right, snap the line, we're cutting these guys off. Finally, the first fish. Yay. We're gonna nail this. You're gonna bring it up just a skosh, like there. Yep.
There.
Okay.
No dying.
Don't fall. Some water right. All right, finally got that strap off that was holding this. Got nailed up. We're growing some funky stuff. Green wood. What happens? All right. Got a lot of blue pine up here. Got some surface mold on the top. Doesn't matter, it's gonna dry up here pretty quick. Okay, here we go. Elliot's up on the top again. We got to trim this off all sides. And this will just get D-metal over it, this overhang here. It's not going to be anything too fancy. So we get good protection on this. And then we're going to take and put our underlayment on this. Get her dried in. My gosh, it's been forever. That looks a little ass-backered. Make sure you're square. The D-metal will cover up a lot of sins, so.
Oh, I got skills.
You got skills. He's gonna be cussing mad eating all that sawdust right in his face. Hey, let's say that drunk guy cut it, but that's not too bad. It's a little wiggly. Like I said, the D metal, it covers it all up. It's an awkward position to cut. Okay, let's see how crooked it is.
Very. I guarantee the last of it is as crooked as dog did.
Actually, it's better than your other one.
You ready, Eddie?
Yeah, let's see. Let her go. It's a little intimidating. You're used to a full roll. I'm expecting 40 pounds to come down here and hit me in the face. Okay, quick explanation. We're gonna have a lot of people going, why are you running your underlayment that way? What the heck? Well, this is being put up there. So as the boards shrink and you're looking up in those cracks, all you're gonna see is black. If you didn't put that there, you're gonna see that bright, neon blue. So it'd look pretty bad. So that's the only reason we're doing that out there, cosmetics. So this super awesome underlayment is compliments of my wife's uncle. He hooked us up. It's awesome. Love it. It's kind of tight in the middle and floppy on the edge. So little targets to give you.
Yeah, that's a face.
Got it. Is that seriously a knot?
Sticky. No, if you haven't been on a roof in
I'm going to cut this other side and do the same. Reverse the process. No big deal. All right, we didn't even finish that yesterday. We're the slowest roofers on the planet. It's just the way it is. All you roofers out there, make fun of us. Feel free. We're not roofers. I definitely am not a roofer. Maybe Elliot could be, but guys that are 6'5" and 250 don't run around on roofs really all that well. So whatever. But we're getting her done. Elliot's up there. Gonna get that all finished and then finish the porch and then get on to the rest. I think we're close to that tree. Boy, if the wind blows hard, I don't know if it's gonna hit the roof. Well, that's so much easier than up there, isn't it? I know. It's all right. Go down and tack it. Okay, I'm sure some folks are gonna ask why the heck we're putting this on before D metal. Well, we don't have the D metal and we got rain coming. So we're gonna put this on and then we'll just flip that back, slide the D metal on, tack it down, no big deal. Okay, a few things we've learned the hard way is, it's really easy to get up here and be like, oh, we rolled this up the wall. So when we get our flashing over that, our actual Tyvek will also come over this. So we'll have a really nice seal with flashing, but it's easy to end up tacking this up the wall too high. So we're just shoving a 1x up there to make sure it's nice and down in the corner before we tack it. So you don't end up with your membrane suspended kind of up out of the corner so that when it gets weight on it, it tries to tear out up on the wall. It's just easier, makes a cleaner corner. So, little tip, maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. All right, cool. So, and again, any place that you have, you know, a place that would normally have flashing or in here, you want to make sure that all your penetrations are well far away from it and up the wall quite a distance. You know, that's where, if you're going to have a leak in a roof, that's been my experience, that's where it always leaks, somewhere in a valley or flashing. So really take your time and make sure that you get really good overlap coverage. And again, this gets another membrane that comes over that. So you get that scale effect, right? This is here just so we can put our ledger against the building. But yeah, any of you roofing gurus, professional roofers, you got any advice or a different way you do it? I'd love to hear it in the comments. Like I said, we're not pro roofers. We've roofed a lot of stuff, but it's not our trade. So you can see a couple different colors. This is just remnants from a job provided to us. So we're just using what we got. Got a little calico roof in here. All right, folks. Hey, thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you on the next one. We'll be putting some more up here, hopefully a little more consistent for y'all. And we sure appreciate the support. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks from Tick Creek Ranch.